I bet you didn't know the truth behind America's biggest myths. Welcome to Mysteries of Eras, written by Ken Burns for PBS, America, Land of Opportunity, Beacon of Freedom, a place where dreams are made and the impossible becomes possible. A nation built on myths, stories passed down through generations, tales of heroism and legends of prosperity. These stories woven into the fabric of our nation shape our identity. They fuel our aspirations, our hopes, and our dreams. They give us a sense of purpose and direction. But how much truth do they hold? Are they mere fabrications, or do they contain a kernel of reality? Are these myths harmless narratives or dangerous illusions? Do they inspire us to greatness, or do they blind us to the harsh realities of life? We cling to the idea of the American dream, the self-made man, the Wild West. These images are deeply ingrained in our collective consciousness. These myths whisper promises of prosperity, wealth, and success. They tell us that anyone can make it if they try hard enough. They speak of adventure, exploration, and the chance to reinvent oneself. They paint a picture of endless possibilities. But reality paints a different picture, a picture of inequality, struggle, and hardship. Behind the glossy facade, a darker truth lurks, a truth that challenges the very foundation of these myths. It's time to confront the myths that have defined a nation. To peel back the layers and see the reality beneath. It's time to face the reality behind the illusion. To understand the true nature of the American experience and to forge a new path forward. America celebrates the individual. We revere the self-made, the ones who rise from nothing to achieve greatness. Think Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford, Oprah Winfrey. Stories of grit, determination, and triumph against all odds. These narratives fuel our ambition, our belief in limitless possibility. But the truth is more complicated. Systemic barriers often stand in the way. Race, gender, socioeconomic background, these factors play a crucial role. The myth of the self-made ignores the invisible hands that lift some while holding others down. The Wild West, a term that conjures images of a bygone era, filled with tales of adventure and bravery, a land of rugged individualism where the spirit of freedom reigned supreme, lawless frontiers, and heroic cowboys who stood for justice in a chaotic world. We romanticize this period, envisioning dusty saloons, gunfights at high noon, and the taming of a savage land. These images are deeply ingrained in our cultural memory. This myth speaks to our desire for adventure, our fascination with the untamed. It represents a longing for a simpler time, where courage and determination could shape destinies. But this narrative erases the indigenous peoples who called this land home for centuries. Their rich cultures and histories are often overshadowed by the myth of the Wild West. It ignores the violence, displacement, and cultural genocide that marked this era. The stories of the native tribes are filled with resilience and tragedy, often untold in mainstream history. The Wild West wasn't won, it was stolen. The land was taken through broken treaties and relentless expansion, and the consequences of that theft resonate to this day. The legacy of this conquest is still felt in the struggles and resilience of Native American communities. The American dream, more nightmare than fantasy for many. The American dream, the cornerstone of American identity, the belief that anyone, regardless of background, can achieve success through hard work and determination. This promise has drawn generations to America's shores, seeking a better life. But for many, the dream remains elusive. The gap between rich and poor widens, opportunities dwindle, the cost of education skyrockets. The American dream is morphing into an American illusion, accessible only to a privileged few. The price of myths, inequality, and disillusionment. These myths, while inspiring, come at a cost. They create unrealistic expectations. They mask systemic inequalities. They perpetuate a false sense of meritocracy. When reality fails to match the myth, disillusionment sets in. We must acknowledge the flaws in these narratives. We must recognize the systemic barriers that prevent so many from achieving their full potential. It's time to rewrite the narrative, to create a more just and equitable society for all. Challenging the narrative, a call to action. In a world where stories shape our understanding, it's crucial to question the narratives we've been told. America's myths are deeply ingrained in our national psyche. These stories have been passed down through generations, shaping our identity and our values. But we must not shy away from uncomfortable truths. It's essential to face these realities head-on, to understand the full picture of our history and its impact on our present. It's time to challenge the narrative, to deconstruct the myths and confront the reality. By doing so, we can break free from the chains of misinformation and build a more just and equitable society. Only then can we build a future that lives up to our ideals. A future where everyone has a voice and every story is heard. A future where we work together to create positive change. Join us as we delve deeper into these myths, exploring their origins, their impact, and the truths they conceal. Through research, discussion, and collaboration, we can uncover the hidden stories that have shaped our world. Subscribe, like, share, and stay tuned for more content. Your engagement helps us reach more people and spread awareness about these important issues. Together, let's rewrite the American story. Let's create a narrative that reflects our true diversity, our struggles, and our triumphs. A story that inspires future generations to strive for a better, more inclusive world.